Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to show you some of the repairs I had to make on the gutters of my house. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Project that I've been working on the last few days and probably finishing up today is fixing the gutters on this section of the house. We had a tree right there that fell and hit the side of the house, and it damaged the corner of this gutter and it hit this gutter. As you can see, these are the style of gutter brackets I'm using. So what I'm doing, I'm using these to also hold my bridged drip edge here. So drip edge comes down, hits this, and then this puts the water the rest of the way in the gutter. And this isn't fully seated. I have to pull it down right here, down into this bracket. And then I'll be able to screw these screws in and it'll help hold, just like you see down here. So the pieces, they're only 2 foot long, but that's because that's the biggest piece I can get up under this drip edge at a time. It's a fight getting this drip edge peeled up and getting this aluminum under there.
All right here I'm showing how far down I take this flashing between the drip edge and the top edge of the gutter. This new section of gutter is basically the amount of space that I needed to run that flashing. You can see there's the gap that I'm trying to fill. The water gets from the drip edge between that gutter and in that gap, so I'm using that metal right there to fill that. Down here on this lower gutter on the sunroom, there's space between the gutter and the side of the house. So I'm going to
also, when the roofers put the roof on, I don't know if you can see the gutter is kind of crooked there. They mangled a bunch of my hangers, so I need to go to the store and buy some gutter hangers and replace those and try to get that straightened out. Probably not that big of a deal, but when I put my gutter covers on, you can see the leaves are going in there right now. When I put the gutter covers on, it might pose a issue, because the way the gutter covers work is they click into this front edge, and then it's just an interference fit here against the drip edge, and you push it down and it stays put. And then you put screws in this front edge. So that's why I want this gutter to be nice and straight, and why I want the brackets to be not bent and mangled and out of position. You can still see a little bit of a bow right there. Had a much bigger bow. I'm in the process of getting the bow taken out. This is kind of typically why I do everything myself. What had happened was when the roofers installed this metal roof, which it's a pretty nice product, but this drip edge is like really thick, and when they were trying to get the drip edge installed, what I think happened was these gutter brackets, not this one here, but in many locations, were too high, kind of like that. You can maybe sort of see where they had to bend the drip edge around the bracket. But what I think they did was they just beat the piss out of these gutters. These gutter brackets, like this one here, the screw is completely cut, and this one was mangled, and a few others down there, same deal. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the gutter back, the front edge of it here, this edge here, back in line, and re-securing best I can these gutter hangers to hold the gutter in place. I'm not real thrilled with how they just mangled this. All right, I got that about as straight as I can. I had to add a couple screws where the screws had been cut. There was some loose nails, so I had to pull the nails and re-secure the brackets with screws. And then there was a place right here where the bracket didn't exist. I tried to have the brackets every 16 inches. just because we get a lot of snow and these gutters get abused pretty good in the wintertime. So I want to have it as strong as possible. So I added some brackets. So I'm not sure how these are supposed to be installed exactly. I don't know if they're supposed to have this big bow in them, but I did read the installation instructions, and they do clip on the front edge of the gutter, and they do have an interference fit. Now with this metal roof, we have this overhang, so it's actually pretty strong with the corrugations in it. So I feel like it's going to hold fairly well here. And then you're supposed to rivet through here, or screw through here. I'm gonna have to check the website and see if this arc here is okay. I assume so. I think the water will come off the roof, hit this, go through here, and then it'll still give like the leaves a chance to blow off.
So I've moved on to the front of the house, and here I'm showing you the downspout that I installed. Just finishing up everything. I did the same flashing between the drip edge and the top of the gutter. This elbow here was damaged, so I had to replace that. And we're gonna go ahead and see the rivets, how far they stick through is about half as much as the screws. So they had the metal, the self-piercing sheet metal screws, which always caused leaf debris to clog up in this downspout. So that was one of the problems with this gutter overflowing. And if you see right there at the top of the screen, there's the brown drip edge. That's the white flashing that I've added to bridge that gap. This is another approximately 16-foot section where the gutter was below the drip edge that I had to install that.
We were having here on the front of the house was, in this section, we were having, as the snow melted, we were having water drip behind the gutter, and you can kind of see maybe a little bit of remnants on this fascia of where it's been running. So hopefully that fixes it. Only time will tell, I guess. We'll see if this fixes it, and we'll see if there's any more modifications I got to do. The one last thing I do want to do is I want to get some gutter covers like I showed you earlier and put those on. But my wife and I talked, and she thinks that maybe we just, since all the leaves are off the trees, I'm going to take the leaf blower, blow all the rest of this debris out of this gutter today, and then we'll hang Christmas lights, because I don't have any hooks that will work with the gutter guards on. So I need to hang the Christmas lights with the hooks that I have that go over the front edge of the gutter. And then once the Christmas lights come down, then we can go ahead and put the leaf guards on. So that's this job. If you are having similar issues with your gutters, or if you've had a new roof put on, you might want to consider checking your gutters out, because the roofers will beat the ever-loving piss out of your gutters and the brackets that hold it up. And we were having a lot of issues with this, so I'm really happy to have it taken care of finally. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.